Welcome to the Weekly Spanish Review. This is from Mr. Jones's class from January 11th to January 15th. This was the last week of the second quarter, and I'm really impressed with everyone's progress, not just with knowing the new AR verbs and knowing the new vocabulary, but also being able to put sentences together and speak pretty fluently in Spanish. It's been great. Everyone's doing really well. This week, I'm going to go over some of the work that we did, starting with the most recent activity. So here you can see we have a word bank. There's 6 possible answers, and then there's 6 questions here. We're going to use each word once, like we did in class. So for this first one, we know our verb buscar. We've seen it, we've recognized it, now we can remember buscar means to search for. We also know our endings, our conjugations. Since we're talking about Jose, if we want to say he looks, we know that ends with an A. Our conjugations, remember we take off the AR and we replace them. Yo ends in O. So if it was I look, yo busco. Tú buscas. Jose or él busca. Nosotros buscamos. And ellos, ustedes buscan. Now let's move on to try and answer it. So, ¿qué busca? What does Jose look for? Cuando? When? And then we know this last part too, this new verb and new vocab. Navega la red. Search the internet. So we've got our different answers here, but we knew that one was información. He looks for information. The second one, ¿qué compra Elena en la tienda de videos? We know our verb is comprar. This is a conjugated form since we're talking about Elena. She buys. So what does she buy in the video store? We know it's un DVD. Our verb in the third one is dar, to give. So what do they give to the empleada? El dinero. ¿Qué escucha Teresa? We know our verb escuchar means to listen. So Teresa escucha música. ¿Qué envía Carlos a un amigo? Enviar is our verb, to send. So we know Carlos envía un correo electrónico, an email. ¿Qué usa? Comes from our verb usar, to use. So what does Mari use when she... We know hablar means to speak, so when she speaks with her friends. Su móvil, su teléfono. Alright, this last activity I'll go over for this week was a few paragraphs we learned about Emilio, who's from Spain. We learned about him and his friends and about the school in Barcelona. So I'll go over a few of these answers where we filled in the blank to try and get them. So let's start maybe with number 5. Si todos nosotros blank uniforme a la escuela. All of us wear a uniform to school. So we know nosotros ending for AR is amos. So remember how we do this. We take off the AR and we put amos. So for number 5, si todos nosotros llevamos uniforme a la escuela. Let's look here at this next paragraph for number 7. We start off the sentence, los amigos de Emilio. So the friends of Emilio. So we know we're talking about they, which is ellos. If you remember your conjugations for ellos, those end in an. So again, take off the AR, we're going to add an an. Los amigos de Emilio toman muchos cursos. Alright, finally let's move to the bottom and do some examples with yo. Those are the ones that end in o. So for this sentence, we'll look at it first. Cuando yo, blank, yo, notas buenas en todos mis cursos. Gotta conjugate estudiar first. Cuando yo estudio, yo saco notas buenas en todos mis cursos. When I study, I get good grades in all my classes. Good job this week, and good job in the second quarter. Really proud of how everyone is improving their Spanish and being able to use it. Keep studying your vocabulary list. Keep studying the front, which is the new words, and the back, which is the grammar. 5 minutes a night will really help. Next week, we'll continue with AR verbs. We'll continue with school vocab, after-school activities, and then we'll take a quiz on those also the last day of the week.